Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Shadow Master Musings. Now today I want to talk about a subject which might ring a bell with a lot of you. It's about what you do when you go out and you're looking for an image. What do we look for? What is important to us? How are we going to find that killer image? And I'm going to run you through a walk I had along the coast, basically looking at beach huts. They're everywhere by the seaside, so I'm looking for something which will give me a killer image, and this is my way of finding an image and looking for a great composition and of course light. So guys, girls, come along. Let's have a look at what we do when we're out looking for images. And we don't have a set theme, we just have a sort of idea. Let's go and see what we can get. Welcome on this rather challenging walk today, where we're looking at basically beach huts. Now it's very easy when you're by the seaside to get sidetracked and you want to take pictures of pretty water with golden light on it, but we deliberately chose beach huts because frankly they can be boring. They're not exciting. Sometimes you get funny decorations or funny doorways or funny colour, and they have a whimsical sort of appeal. But beach huts have been around for a long time, and they tend to be in rows, and they tend to have individual colours which sometimes may be not to your taste or liking, or the juxtaposition of colours is something which doesn't always work. So what are we doing here? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to explore, we're going to look for something which is interesting, and we're going to try to solve the problem of making what essentially could be a very boring subject interesting and a killer image. So what are we doing? We're walking up and down, we're having a look, we're trying to find something. These beach huts are lit in full sunlight, very boring. We found a couple of compositions with the beach huts in the foreground and something in the background like the Cliff Railway in one of these images, and that gives a three-dimensionality to it. So it's a little bit more interesting than just row of beach huts. But we are still in a situation where we just have beach huts and we're looking at them in bright sunlight and in very boring conditions. Where are we going to find our composition? Where are we going to find something interesting? Well, no matter how many times we walk up and down past them, we are not finding anything which thrills us. And to be honest, I think a lot of us find ourselves in this situation. We come up with a thought, oh, it'd be nice to go to the beach and take some pictures, or it'd be nice to go to the woodlands and take some pictures, or it would be nice to take, in this case, beach huts. But we're in a situation where generally it's boring. There are a couple of compositions, as I say, where we have beach huts in the foreground and we have something in the background, and there's this juxtaposition, and in this particular case of the big building and the small beach huts. But generally we're struggling. So what are we looking for? We're looking for essentially something interesting, which is very difficult to find in this particular location and situation. As I say, we've got a couple of ordinary compositions here which are acceptable. Probably a lot of people would be happy about taking some of these images and they would be content with it. But I'm saying to you, all of you photographers following me, what I'm saying to you is you should be looking for something more exciting. What are the problems? What are we facing here? Well, we are facing boring colours, a row of beach huts, and very poor light. But I'm always drawn to light in the terms of when I struggle with daytime light, bright sunlight, I look to the night time and I look for pools and pockets of light which light up things, and you can adjust the viewer's view of the image and through the image by the pockets of light. So in this situation which we find ourselves in, where we're walking along and we're looking at all of these beach huts many times up and down, thinking how can I make this interesting? Well, in this situation we're faced with bright sunlight. We have all different angles we can look at, but we still have bright sunlight and generally flat lighting. How can we get round it? Well, my way normally is that we get round it by taking pictures at dusk time, when it's night, when we've got a few lights lit up. Now in this row of houses there's hardly any background. Yes, if I get out away from them, maybe the town behind will be lit up, but I still find it difficult to be enthusiastic. So as many of us find ourselves in situations like this where we're looking at a subject and we're finding it difficult to get that killer image, because we all want killer images. We all want to be admired for our cleverness and for our ability. What I do is I look at the situation and say, okay, where's my composition? Okay, I've got the composition. I can look at it, I can say, okay, I can make something of this. But I look at the light and I say, I can't do anything with bright sunlight on these buildings or these people or whatever we're photographing. It's just boring. So what are the solutions to this? The solutions generally, I find, is come back when the light's good. We can look at it, we can find our composition, and we can say, in such and such a light, this will be amazing. And for me, I love nighttime shots, I love late evening shots. I like it when the street lights are lit, when we've got colourful lights and we've got colourful reflections. So I decided that I would come back a few hours later and look at the image, and I was blown away by the final image we have here today. I was blown away because it was just a riot of colours and it was everything I wanted. It was interesting, there were lots of details, there were lots of reflections. It was something which we found that we could get excited about, and that we could be proud of what we've done. So it's very easy to get sidetracked, and it's very easy to give up on a subject because you can't make it work. But what I'm saying to you all is that you can make it work. You have to identify what's missing from the picture. And in this case we had very little choice about composition, but we had no choice at the current time about light. So what did we do? We came back later and we looked at the light when the street lights were alight and all of these beach huts were lit up in all their glory, and they become sort of otherworldly. It was a whole new conception, a whole new look. It's a thing that we very often look at, that we have to pay more attention to light. We go out on a summer's day in July and generally the flowers have gone over, they've been burnt, and we have green grass and a blue sky, and sometimes we have clouds, but we don't have that exciting light unless we're very, very lucky, unless we go out at early in the morning or late at night for sunrise, sunset, the blue hour. All of these are good things to do, but we have to have dynamics in what we're doing. We have to make the image better than we think it can be, and in this case what we have to do is we have to look at it in a different light. Everything else we're stuck with. Composition, we're more or less stuck with it, but at night time the whole scene comes alive. I think you'll like this image, and I certainly hope you do. I love it. I like the reflections, I like the way the beach shots are lit, I like the pools of shadow which give credence to the brighter parts of the image and the brighter parts of the beach shots. So I hope that you all enjoy this video, and what I'm saying to you really, all you photographers out there, is that don't give up. Try to identify what is missing from your image, and it may be a composition, it may be an angle of view, invariably it'll be the light. You're just looking for incredible light. So bear it in mind when you're going out and when you're struggling and saying, why am I struggling? Maybe you're struggling because you're there at the wrong time. And it's very easy to say, okay, well, I'll come back. But identify where your compositions are, find your compositions, and then come back and find the amazing light which will give you a great image that you'll be pleased with. So that's really all I've got to say about it today, is we all at times struggle, and we all have to pay attention to what we're doing, pay attention to the light, and pay attention to what's missing from our images. Sometimes we're lucky, there's nothing missing, but I'm sure that all of you have been through searching for images and had difficulty because of conditions or whatever. Don't give up on it, push through and pay attention to what you're looking for. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope you like and subscribe, share, do what you like. Follow me, and we'll have a lot more of these types of images to look at.